My school homework this evening is to write an essay on why I love the IPL. Hello, this is Mark from Talk Cricket Live, your daily dose of cricket news and nonsense as we grow the cricket community online. Please like, subscribe, comment. Most of all, subscribe and ring the bell. That'll help grow the community even more quickly. So, a few years ago when I first heard about the IPL, I wasn't that fussed really. It looked a little bit irrelevant to me and I didn't really always know what was going on. I didn't know who a lot of the players were. I didn't really know who the teams were. But now I've done a complete and utter 180 on it. I love the IPL. So really this video is just to encourage you, if you haven't yet got into the IPL, I'll just give you a few reasons as why I think it's an absolutely brilliant competition. I mean, the first thing is, and I know I've said something similar to this before, is it's cricket. Surely all cricket is good, isn't it? But also IPL is a spectacle. I mean, it's unashamedly a spectacle. Much money has been poured into the IPL. And you see the level of support. I mean, people from India are absolutely crazy about cricket. You try talking to somebody from India about football. I mean, they might be a little bit interested sometimes, but cricket, you know, it's hard to believe sometimes in this country, but in other countries, cricket is the number one sport. And cricket stars are absolute superstars. And the cricket stars in India are kind of on a par with Bollywood stars. So the IPL is an absolute spectacle. It's wonderful for that reason. Also, it's short. Now listen, I love Test cricket. I have to say, I love Test cricket. But what I like about it is the fact that it's like a winding story that is unraveling live. And that is great, but given a chance, I think we're not just sort of money poor these days, we're also time poor. And I think it's great just to dip into a competition where it's all over and done with in 3 hours. So I really like the shortness of the games in the short format. I also like the fact that there are players from all over. Obviously, it's not just Indian players. They basically showcase the biggest international T20 stars, and we know we're going to get the best people because they have an auction, which is how you find the true value of anything really. So that is another factor about the IPL which makes it fantastic. And apropos of that, I like the fact that it mixes players together. So you might have I don't know, Steve Smith and I don't know, Jimmy Anderson. I don't know what their relationship is like in real life. I suspect it's fine. But let's just say there was a real problem with Stuart Broad and David Warner. And all of a sudden, they could be, I know Stuart Broad doesn't play with the IPL, but let's just say they could be on the same side. And I think that makes cricket a more gentlemanly game. And I think that helps as well. Test matches can be extremely exciting. You know, Ben Stokes is someone who makes that happen. Let's go back to Headingley in 1981. Ian Botham, also Bob Willis and Graham Dilley. People forget about his contribution to that game. You know, sadly he passed away a few years ago. But I remember thinking, come on, at one point he was outscoring Ian Botham. But you know, that was a great spectacle. But T20 IPL is a great spectacle nearly every time. And the other thing which I think is indicative of what a good format is basically we're trying to, shall we say, emulate it. The T20 doesn't really come close. There are only 8 teams in this year's IPL. T20 has 18, and it doesn't really come close. And it's not as much of a spectacle, is it? But the 100, starting with the women's on July 21, men's on July 22, that is going to be a spectacle. And we've even tried to go just a little bit better. That'll be an interesting experiment by reducing the number of balls bowled by 20, so by 1/6 or about 16%. And also changing the rules a little bit, which we talked about that in another video, and I like that. So there we go. If you're not into the IPL, it's so easy for me. I look down and I think, who are my favourite English players? And I was born in Birmingham, so I'm a Warwickshire fan, Birmingham Bears fan, and there he is. There's old Wokesy. But I'm not a big fan of Steve Smith for reasons of cheating. So it doesn't matter though, So I'm kind of there rooting for Steve Smith, and my team, the Delhi Capitals, won today. It doesn't matter, maybe if you're a betting person, bet responsibly and all that. But if you're going to put 10 quid on something, if you can afford it, then it just adds an extra little dimension, doesn't it? I think. So there you go. The reasons I love IPL, and if you've not got into it yet, it's certainly worth something to think about. Okay. Hello, well, goodbye. In fact, this is Mark from Talk Cricket Live with another video, your daily dose of cricket news and nonsense. Please help us grow the cricket community on YouTube by commenting, liking, but most of all, subscribing and ringing the bell, and I'll see you soon.